attendants love every minute of it, although James Kirkland is from Austin, Texas. Make no mistake about it. This is a home game for Canelo Alvarez. Alvarez to the right of his screen. And is James Kirkland doing what he always does, and that's firing a lot of punches. Alvarez is hitting the clean shots and the heavier blows, but Kirkland won't stop throwing unless Alvarez can stop him in his tracks.
Kirkland can take advantage of these lulls in offense from Alvarez. Although Alvarez is doing a decent job of defending along the ropes, when Alvarez just plants his feet, leans against ropes, or just stands in center ring and covers up, Kirkland does have an opportunity to score points.
Well, Kirkland worked so hard in this training camp like none other. He said, had the nutritionist, younger brother's a nutritionist, and had the proper food for this. None of these punches are hurting. They're like little shoe shine punches, little rat-tat-taps. Not really setting down in the punches. Alvarez is just gobbling them up.
Yeah, the steam doesn't seem there in Kirkland's punches, although with Alvarez's facial structure and his skin tone, it doesn't take a lot for him to mark up.
Yeah, very fair complected.
And so he bruises easy. He marks up.
Oh, two hard punches. All of that stuff that Kirkland has thrown didn't have as much effect as those two punches that Alvarez just had. And another right hand, and another one.
And I love that Alvarez continues to work the body.
Look at these shots. Alvarez to the left of your screen, landing heavy power shots. Kirkland does, oh, the uppercut caught him, coming forward. Now it's up to 3 and 4. Kirkland's eyes are clear. He's up at 6. Have to take the 8 count. So he's been down for the second time in the fight.
If Kirkland can get up, he's going to fight. He's always going to want to fight. He's never going to give up.
Well, his legs are not there. This time, I don't think he's getting up.
Wow.
Is he counting or is it all over?
No, it's over.
All over.
It's over.
He knocked him out cold.
Round 3, Rocky Fielding has been down twice. The Madison Square Garden debut of the middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez, looking to grab a trinket at 168, and the world is his. He can pick and choose his shots at 160 or at super middleweight.
Talking about pain, when you go to the head with a shot, it's not pain like pinching. But if you go to the body, especially the right to the liver, it's a slight delayed reaction, and it hurts.
Fielding fighting back as best he can, throwing some uppercuts and hooks. Everything coming back, though, is so hard.
He's chopping, it's like chopping a tree here, chopping a tree down. Bring those hands down with those, oh my, great.
Hard shot, and another one
He
by
can't
Canelo.
Canelo fighting like the bigger man, landing vicious, powerful, thudding punches to the body.
Another hook, and a hook to the head by Fielding, but answered quickly by Alvarez in an uppercut. Fielding has got to be hurt. Fielding fights back. He was this game against Callum Smith.
He's going down.
He couldn't get out.
He's going down. Those shots are ripping him.
Canelo again.
Tearing him apart.
He is outgunned and being beaten down, but he fights on.
I just don't understand why Rocky is fighting him in the inside. He knows he's being outgunned by an explosive champion like Canelo. Get on the outside, buy some time, jab.
Hard hook landed again by Canelo Alvarez. Fielding tries his right hook.
The way that Rocky is throwing his punches, there's no power there. There's no power. He's looping his punches.
Nothing is really driving Canelo back. He is able to dig in, plant, and fire. Fielding fires back, doing the best he can. You know what is the style that would take to at least make this a boxing match, Sergio? Fielding just does not have that arsenal.
He doesn't have that arsenal, and he's fighting the wrong fight. But look, he still has this look in his eye, like maybe he's trying to get Canelo to
hard
wear
right
himself
hand,
out.
down he goes. Fielding looks back in his corner. Jamie Moore says keep going.
7, 8.
He's back up.
Fielding, come to me, come to me. Good?
He's smiling. He's aware of what's happening.
You don't smile when you hit like that.
There's not much he can do. That was a headshot. Down he goes to the body, and that should do it.
It's over.
That is it.
It's over.
And a fast fascinating fight so far.
Brad, you think Bernard Hopkins would have handed over a check for almost $1 million?
Oh my goodness. Not for 10 bucks. And if you offered him 10 bucks to lose a pound, he'd say, make it 20. Round 4. Hopkins, of course, owns the longest streak of title defenses at the middleweight division. One of the great champions, and you can trace the middleweight title from Bernard Hopkins right to Canelo Alvarez. Round 4, Sergio Mora, what would you tell Jacob's corner? Like, what would you say that, hey, do this, it might lead to more success against Canelo?
What he's doing now, he's jabbing. His corner must have told him to jab. I would like to see him paw at the jab with different timing, different speed. Jab the body as well. That's going to open up something because Canelo is walking him down now. He's looking to come around with a left hook.
It's a good point, too, because when Jacobs is jabbing, Canelo's offense is stunted. Yeah, and you're at least the other jab. Lots of jabs, nothing landed. However, Canelo is moving and not punching.
And it sets up right hands like that just barely miss. You can also throw that right hand downstairs, but the jab starts all that.
And look, that's good defensive work by Canelo Alvarez, there's no question. But if you can keep him from winging hard shots your way, you're gaining the advantage.
And that was one of my big questions coming into this fight because Golovkin is a big jabber. Daniel Jacobs is not. Would he be able to do it consistently enough to keep this type of pressure at bay?
Over the top with the right hand. Tony Weeks with the warning.
Listen to me, here we go.
See, that's what I like to see from fighters. Jacobs hit him a little bit behind the head. Canelo didn't complain. He just returned the favor.
Yep. Both men are clean fighters, but you are fighting. Canelo tries to go up top, change his eye level, and then hits him on the hip again. I wonder if that's going to lead to a little less movement from Danny Jacobs later in the fight. You get that hip whacked on all night. Good, clean right hand from Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo just barely missed with a big right hook. Excuse me, right uppercut.
Good head movement again by Alvarez. The champion in fine form. Calm, moving forward and landing. He has his hands full.
Those are the power jabs that he landed against Golovkin. Those hurt. And if you could come around and get your opponent to bite, you can turn that into a left hook. That's exactly what Canelo's trying to do.
Jacobs trying to stay active. Slightly discouraged Sergio from just touching him with the jab because Canelo is moving his head so beautifully right in front of him.
Canelo has great head movement, and they worked on that recently. He doesn't need to move around the ring with his feet. His head movement has been brilliant in the last couple of fights.
This is fantastic defense in this round from Canelo, and he punctuates it with a jab. Look at him slip all these shots. The hardest thing to do in the ring, make the man miss.
It's a beautiful display of defense on Canelo's part there.
Wow. And we have seen several moments in this fight where it looked like it was going to be Canelo time, but it has not happened. This fight could be close. Perhaps Canelo is winning these rounds as he comes out firing in round 11. However, if you're just watching this, 29-year-old middleweight champion looking to make history, he's never fought a stinker, fellas, and yet he comes in here now. It is time to do some damage.
Well, you got to give Sergey Kovalev a ton of credit for the discipline he's shown in this fight. He continues to throw that jab. The only question I've had, he hasn't thrown that big right hand. He's been a little bit tentative on that. Probably, as Sergio pointed out, he knows what's coming back when he releases it.
Canelo now throwing a few more uppercuts, 2 in this round already, and that one landed, and then a right hand. He's getting closer. He's looking to put a hurt on Kovalev in this round. This is with the right hand. Kovalev able to box effectively and also move. That is the bigger man, a man who's been at 175 pounds his whole career, basically. And he is the guy backing up on his bike, staying away from the middleweight champ.
A lot of respect has been shown by both fighters, both men. If this fight is close, then Kovalev followed his strategy and his game plan just like he wanted to. But he hasn't really landed something that gets the respect of Canelo. Like, he's a crushing puncher, but he hasn't really developed into the crushing puncher because Canelo's not giving him that opportunity with the counters.
And you see the landed punches, it's about even. There's a hook from Kovalev. However, not all punches are created equally. Canelo certainly with a lot more oomph on his shots. And there's a good body shot, right hand by Alvarez. With a fighter like Canelo, Sergio, I'm always waiting for 5th gear. I think I'm still waiting for 4th gear.
Canelo's not even having to move his head because Kovalev's not even committing to the...
Here it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over. That fast. There's 5th gear. Canelo is the light heavyweight champion of the world. Smith has decent power. Those were 2 hooks that landed, including one flush on the jaw, and Canelo just ate it. I mean, he had just no trouble taking that shot. Round 9 scheduled for the championship 12. It has been mostly Canelo Alvarez as he fires off and lands a right hand and then a jab back. So Smith fighting back in that last round, but Canelo gets under the hook and goes to work. Uppercut landed as he moves in, and some blood now coming from the nose of Callum Smith.
That uppercut's been the best punch for Canelo coming forward. The body shots and the uppercut. A lot of people think that shorter fighters can't land uppercuts on taller fighters. That's not the case here.
Smith firing back with a hard right hand in the middle of that combination.
Sergio, you brought this up earlier, and he did this against Daniel Jacobs. Canelo rolls with big punches, like he sees them a fraction of a second before they get there, and they still connect, but he's able to land them, he's able to reflect them off.
That was a hard body shot and then a right hand. Chris Mannix giving 2 rounds so far to Callum Smith.
You know, a lot of Mexican fighters do that. Chavez used to do that. I remember Antonio Margarito used to do that. Just roll with the punches. It looks like it lands, but when you see it in slow motion, it's rolling with the power.
Smith is getting beat up. He cannot stand there and take those shots. Blood now pouring from his nose. He weighs in. He has given it everything he has. And now back up against the ropes and toward the corner. Dangerous territory for Smith. Hard right hand. Smith is hurt. Buckled on the ropes. The ropes kept him up, but he's able to move off and gain his footing. One of the hardest shots of the night. He fights back and fires with his own combination. Champion fighting back with everything he has. Oh, the uppercut there, and that was a fake with the jab, uppercut Sergio, and it strafed the front of his face.
It's been the best punch for Canelo. He's physically imposing, coming forward. It's the body shots, and then once he's inside, it's the uppercuts, and that's the reason Smith is backing up and his nose is bleeding.
And you see those hands coming down for Callum Smith. He's dangling them a little bit lower. That's dangerous territory for him to be.
Callum Smith, the champion of the world, is getting busted up. Uppercut in the right hand, fires back a hook, trying to get respect. Final 30 seconds of the 9th round. Look at Smith go to work and try to drive the middleweight champion back. But you see just a little bit of give on Callum Smith. Right hand, he's hurt. Smith is hurt. Uppercut landed, that body shot hurt Smith quite a bit. Canelo has 20 seconds. Looking for just the right shot that could possibly end this fight. Hard right hand. Callum Smith is getting beaten down.
Getting reaching, gonna counter the last combination. Look at Billy Joe Saunders. He is starting to find his form. Waving to this crowd. Sergio, do you feel the momentum changing, or do you think it's a one-off?
No, I think it's a 2-off. I gave Billy Joe Saunders his last 2 rounds, and I think he's feeling it now. This is what you need to see with such a precise puncher like Saunders. He needs to have that swag and that confidence to be firing in all cylinders.
Chris, how do you have it? Score through 5.
They're going 3 rounds to 2 in favor of Billy Joe Saunders. I think Saunders did an excellent job over these last 2 rounds of taking the momentum back. You saw the 2nd and 3rd round. Canelo got into a groove. Saunders with his combination punches, I thought regained some of that momentum, and he has been the more active, and in my opinion, the more accurate puncher these last 2 rounds.
Carl, what say you? On the 3-2 to Canelo.
too confident, but it's a bit too soon. So this is a good work for Billy Joe Saunders. It's great work. He's relaxed. He knows he's relaxed. He set himself on his arms to come down low a little bit. He looks dangerous. That's what he's in his rhythm.
The path to victory for BJ Saunders seemed extremely slim coming into this fight, but this appeared to be the blueprint if he was to pull it off.
That's right, he's doing exactly what he needs to do if he is to get the victory here tonight. He needs to be busy with a combination punches. I mean, he's not being that busy because he's not being put under relentless pressure from Canelo. He's being clever with his feet, puts the ring off Canelo. So he's not under major pressure. Joe Saunders can relax until those big shots come. The right hook,
right around the guard too, landed on the chin. Saunders shook it off, sticks his tongue out.